Alright, Ed here. Not in the garage today. Doing something a little different. New project. As you all know, models can be made out of any material. Paper. These are some of my paper airplanes. Or rocket ships. You can usually find these designs online. Just download them and print them. But today, anyway, then the subject matter is very varied. I mean, everything from literally whatever you can imagine. Tools are simple. Pair of shears, couple of knives, straight edge, pencils optional, and some transparent school glue. Wonderful stuff. One I'll be making today is actually by Brian Tan. I don't know where I got Peter from. You can find this one at rocketman.deviantart.com. This is the Scoutship Dark Star. I went down to my friends down at FedEx and had them print this out, very high quality, on their laser printer. Very simple, very straightforward. This includes the bomb. If you're not familiar with the Dark Star, this is one of John Carpenter's first. This is a stand. Major movies. What's funny about this is there's some nomenclature that they have put in here. Greeblies. This movie was made about 10 years before that term was coined. The design and all the special effects were done by John Dykstra for John Carpenter, and this was before he went on to create Industrial Light and Magic, and then go to work for George Lucas on Star Wars, and where he and George Lucas coined the term Greeblies during the making of Star Wars. So, anyway, that's a little piece of trivia that you might find interesting. Now, I've gone ahead and cut these out. I do want to mention that this is copyrighted in 2013 by Brian Tan and rocketman at deviantart.com. So, I cannot claim this as my own, and I will not, because even though the movie kind of in my opinion, wasn't the best. It was very hard to understand. The book was absolutely fantastic. So, but that's usually the way it is with most. I've gone ahead and printed out another copy of this on my laser printer here at the house, which is nowhere near the quality of this, but it's close. But close enough for this type of work. I've already cut them out and scored them, mostly, except where we come to the greeblies and all this fun stuff. And so I've kept them there. And bomb and the observation dome. So, what makes these interesting to do is actually doing the scoring on them. I'll be using some scrap paper here to show you how easy it is to score paper. And why do you want to score paper? So that it folds nice and easy. This is a cutting mat, piece of rubber, and I bought at Tandy Leather so many years ago. Now, in scoring paper, when scoring these, since this is 110-pound white paper, very hard to see through unless you have light behind it. That's where the pencil comes in handy. You mark your beginning, where you want the cut or want the score. You mark the ending. And I just lost my eraser. Okay, and you take your straight edge, you place them across there. I like to use this, the number 2 handle, X-Acto knife, and I use the back side to score with. And usually all it takes is one draw through with very light pressure. That way when you go to fold it, you get a nice crisp fold right along that score line. And it'll go either way. Nice crisp line without having to work too hard for it. Folding paper sometimes can be a chore. Now, one thing you have to, when scoring, one thing you have to watch out for, these are just scraps from me cutting this out, is if you, say, do too many times, that actually gets weak. And you can actually cut through it accidentally. So, actually try that. And it actually moved a bit, which was fine. It gave me kind of a fan effect, but here in the end, I went through it. And easily tearable, not terrible. So, but that's also nice for making boxes, corners, things like that. And if you have any overlap, the glue will take care of that. Or you can take a sharp X-Acto and trim. It is, after all, just paper. I'll be folding these. I won't take you through every fold because that will take a while. I've cut everything out and scored it. I had trouble figuring this area out here. There's no instructions with it. So what I figured out is that once you get other parts in, get the stringers in, you actually mount this here and here after scoring it, and then put your engine assemblies and radiator assemblies at an angle across that. So don't cut these out. If you do, you'll have to reinforce it on the back like I did, which takes scrap paper again and glue it. So, but anyway, this is an intro to this wonderful model that I'm going to be folding and gluing together. Tolerances are going to be tight on this one. If you wonder why paper, then why wood, why metal, why anything else? You just need a stiff material. You could actually print these out onto, say, a 20-pound paper, and then with some rubber cement, you could actually glue those down to a sheet styrene and then cut it out of sheet styrene, and then you have a styrene model which you can paint and do whatever you want to do. So you're not limited to just one medium here. You can do the same thing with sheet balsa or sheet wood or whatever. Metal, thin metal. Let your skills grow. This is one of the oldest forms of modeling. This predates styrene model because of the detail that you can get into them. And then, of course, resin, photo etch, body doll gives you even more. But that's no problem. But that's neither here nor there. That's just add-ons. But this is the basic model. Well, I guess it's about time to get started. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll continue tomorrow.